California's water barons are hoarding so much water that they could supply LA for an entire year, and it's time to expose how they're getting away with it. In California, there exist powerful individuals and corporations that have gained control over the state's most precious resource: water. These water barons, as they're often referred to, have been quietly accumulating massive amounts of water, often at the expense of local communities and the environment. California is facing a severe wildfires, water crisis, with droughts and water shortages becoming more frequent and prolonged. But beneath the surface, there's a more sinister issue at play: the alarming concentration of water resources in the hands of a few select individuals and corporations. These water barons not only wield significant influence over the state's water policy, but also reap massive profits from their control. One of the most egregious examples of water baronism is the Resnick family, owners of the Wonderful Company. Through their vast agricultural empire, they control over 130,000 acres of farmland, guzzling an astonishing 1.1 billion gallons of water every single day. To put that into perspective, the entire city of Los Angeles uses around 587 million gallons of water per day. Another notable water baron is John Deere, the agricultural machinery giant, which owns significant portions of California's water-intensive almond farms. These massive water guzzlers are sucking the state dry, leaving local communities and farmers high and dry. The consequences of this monopolization are far-reaching and devastating. Local communities are struggling to access basic water supplies, and farmers are being forced to abandon their lands due to lack of water. The environment is also paying a heavy price, with endangered species and ecosystems suffering from the devastating effects of water mismanagement. Here's a staggering fact: just 1% of California's population controls over 68% of the state's water resources. That's right. A tiny minority holds the keys to California's most precious resource, while the majority are left fighting over the scraps. The state's water resources are being ravaged to feed the insatiable appetite of these water barons. Take, for instance, the story of the Delta Mendota Canal, a critical water supply canal that's been drained to alarming levels to feed the Resnick family's agricultural empire. This is nothing short of water terrorism, with the state's environment and citizens paying the price. But perhaps the most shocking revelation is this: in 2020, California's water barons wasted a staggering 1.3 trillion gallons of water, enough to supply the entire city of Los Angeles for 8 years. This sheer scale of waste and mismanagement is a damning indictment of the state's water governance and the unchecked power of these water barons. In conclusion, California's water barons pose a grave threat to the state's future. Their stranglehold over water resources is not only devastating local communities and the environment, but also perpetuating a system of inequality and exploitation. It's high time we call out these thirsty titans and demand a more just and equitable distribution of California's precious water resources. The implications of this water crisis are far-reaching and profound. Will California continue to be held hostage by these water barons, or will the state rise up to reclaim its most precious resource? The future of California hangs precariously in the balance. Today, we've exposed the dark underbelly of California's water crisis, and it's time for you to weigh in. Share your thoughts on water rights in the comments below, and if you're new here, consider subscribing for more videos on environmental issues that matter.